Well, hello there. Welcome once more to Conchoi's Kitchen. And if this is your first time stopping by, I would like to say a very warm welcome to you. Today we have the very beautiful and talented Margina, who happens to be my mom, making some Fante Kenkey with us. This is also called Fante in Ghana, and look at how perfect it turned out. She proved that she used to be a very dutiful and helpful daughter when her mother used to make this.
Inti ya mwari ni bebe hunu we yaka na mede we afra mu no.
So Mama essentially has her corn dough or imori divided into three. This is 2 parts that she's going to start making the bankun with. And then the other 1/3 is going to go in later on, to mix with the bankun to form the dough. Okay, you heard her right. No salt in this form of kenkey. Fante Kenkey is typically wrapped in these dry plantain leaves, which are very hard to find in the States. We had these sent to us from Ghana, but you could also use frozen banana leaves, which are very common in Asian supermarkets. We've used that before, and it's pretty much the same, just a little difference in color. This is dry plantain leaves, and Mama is just going to rehydrate them. What's else we have been? As you can hear, Manku candy it is killing my hand. Abasifwe, but this year no jina ho can't tell the point. Hope for no more here. So she wants the whole banquet to be like this part. That's when you know it's cooked.
Na so we.
The leaves are quite dirty, so Mama chooses to wash instead of just wiping them. Depending on how yours are, you can just wipe them dry. Yes, sir. You could use a damp cloth to wipe, but she's choosing to give it a thorough wash. And besides, she said normally they would try to rehydrate, like back home they'll put it outside in the morning, overnight, so the mist or the morning dew will just hit it. But we live in Arizona. There's, at this point of the time of the year, there's absolutely no humidity, so we would have used spray bottle to rehydrate. So she's just getting all her leaves rinsed off, and then we'll proceed. Jumo. All right, so that's all she's doing. I'm gonna go back to my banku mixing. That's all I'm banku now. Them. Yeah, fancy dokono. Tell. Fancy neighbor no any. Regina Hope. Regina Ba. Mama says it could use a little water. It's too heavy, so it's just pouring a little bit, about a cup of hot water. Hopefully that helps me. Me yeah, I'm a loco. All right, you heard her. She said it's okay. So I'm going to transfer this into another bowl. So this is the water. This is how it looks. It's just a lot of dust on the leaf, so you want to make sure you wash it very well, or you give it a good wipe. So the banku was very cooked. It was pretty much cooked to the point where you could eat it just like that. And now Mama is adding the extra 1/3 of the raw dough. Everything is in a big mixing bowl, big enough for you to be able to mix it. And she's going to make sure that these two, the raw and the cooked dough, are very well combined before we wrap them in the leaves. Shoe, dog no shoe or shoe or shoe. And also. So our dakno mix is ready, and we are going to start wrapping. Asking Mama if that wasn't too much leaves, and as you heard, she said no, it wasn't too much at all. She actually did say yesi natofo. Atofo is, you know, how the Adwa dancers, or even most traditional Ghanaian dancers, you know, the extra cloth that they pack on their butts to make their butts look big, and, you know, to be able to move beautifully in those dance. That is what we call atofo. And so Mama is trying to say that we are packing the leaves around this kenkey to make it plump. And that is also just an extra cushioning to make sure that your kenkey does not dissolve when it is being cooked. So you see she wrapped it up like a burrito, and now she's tucking the excess leaves, you know, on both ends. You want to make sure that you press it so that the wrapping is tight. We are going to be cooking this in water. We are not steaming, we are boiling it. So you want to make sure that the water is not going to be able to unravel these leaves when you are cooking it. So pack it, and now she's going to transfer the first ball into a bowl, and we are going to repeat the same process. A bunch of leaves, your dough on it, and then you just go ahead and wrap it like a burrito. Just, she actually starts with a few layers of the leaves first, and after it's wrapped, she goes ahead to re-wrap everything in the extra leaves. Usino atofo. Look at the packing. The kenkey is getting a BBL, definitely.
Delicious, yeah, delicious, da-da, delicious, yeah, delicious, da-da-da, delicious, delicious, da-da, delicious, yeah, delicious. Can you smell the aroma, yeah, from Quanchiwa's kitchen, yeah, da-da, delicious, yeah, delicious.
Now that all the kenkey is wrapped, we are going to prepare our pot for cooking it. So we are using all the excess leaves, the skinny parts that we trimmed off and everything, to just cushion the bottom of our pot. This is going to help so that the kenkey does not burn. So I don't know if you can see, but since we washed the leaves, too much moisture on the leaves make it turn out something like this, a little soggy. So best case, even if you wash them, use it right away, or try to air them out a little bit before you just let them sit there. But this is just the scraps, and we are going to put it on the bottom of the pot, so it works just as well. So we are ready to arrange our kenkey balls in our pot. Notice that Mama is setting them upright, not sideways. She says this is a good way to make sure that the seal is really well protected, because one part of the wrapped kenkey, where it could unravel, is sitting hitting the bottom of the pan. The other one is upright. If we were cooking a big pot of kenkey, we were definitely going to arrange more piles of kenkey on top of each other. And then also you want to make sure that it is, packed tight. They have to be snug. They have to hug each other and share brotherly love, keep each other warm in this big pot they're gonna cook in. That is if they need any more warmth from the hot water they're gonna be boiling in. But when you are done, share love, keep each other warm, sure they fit everything. Now she's going to pour some water onto the kenkey to boil. Fante Kenkey requires a lot of water to cook it through. Notice how much water Mama has put. She's pretty much making sure that all the kenkey balls are submerged in water. And after that, she's also going to cover with an extra layer of leaves and then a kitchen towel as well. So normally back home they would use the bottle. They would use a sack, but I don't have a sack, cocoa bottle, like a felt sack. So I just used one of my kitchen towels, one that I don't mind. It's getting destroyed.
All right, Johnny Bravo.
Our kenkey at this point is ready to start boiling. So Mama is putting some flavors. Ideally back home they will use some rocks, and that is just to weigh down the kenkey. She says otherwise when the water bubbles and goes in, it can unravel. Yes sir, that's a best son. Or yeah, or otherwise it will also soak up a lot of the water. So you make it very snug and a lot of weight on it so that the water is not able to get a chance to seep into the leaves and into your kenkey. Since it's all the way full, we need something to cover. We can't use the actual lid, so this should work. If you put it in a bigger pot, hopefully you can use the lid to cover it. So our kenkey has boiled for approximately 2 hours. Mama did put an extra paver on the lid because as it started boiling, it was almost like it was going to fall off. So that was a little bit extra weight. And now we're going to check if it needs more water. Evidently, it did need some water, so she's going to just pour some more water over our kenkey to cook some more. This takes a lot of time, mind you. See what is happening to the dish towel. So definitely want to use something that you really do not want. And it's been 4 hours at this point. Kenkey is done. Olokono wabin. And we're just going to turn off the flame. It's been we started at 5:30. It is 10:30, so 5 hours. That's how much it takes. Mama explained to me that when her mom used to make the kenkey, they would typically just put about 2 batches of water on it. About 2 times they put more water so that the kenkey gets to cook. And after the second water that they've added, they're just going to tag the fire, and then once the fire just also starts dying down, they just allow it to be because they will be sleeping at that time. And then typically you let the kenkey sit even until later on in the morning before you start to remove them. That way the flavors and everything, the color becomes perfect whilst it's sitting. In Tiado for Emraso Adiache, it has been the next day, and it is time for us to just see how the kenkey went. Into year 2 year doctor say.
Correct, doctor.
Now,
so the kenkey at this point, as Mama is saying, it weighs a lot. It's heavy. It is quite dense. So there's no way you can eat 2 balls. You have to be an extraordinary person to eat 2. All right. Let's see how we made out. Auntie, I don't know why I'm going to such perfection. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the evidence that my mom really watched and learned from her mother when she used to make kenkey. Wow, shit, just look at that. So once I started smelling that kenkey, I did not waste time in making some delicious fish gravy to go with it. So it was actually part of a meal prep. I was meal prepping this day, so I filmed the recipe for the gravy, and I'm going to link it up here so you can follow to make it. We sliced some kenkey and enjoyed it. And then about 4 days later, I realized I did not conclude this video. So here I am bringing some of the kenkey and the stew out for Mama to demonstrate to you how her kenkey turned out. Yes, 4 days later. Just look at the wrapping, still looking good. The kenkey itself, you can see the color has really improved even more. The imprint from the leaves, the flavor was just, on point. And yes, this part facing you got a little burnt because that's the part that was hitting the bottom of the pot. Otherwise, everything so good. And yes, this stew, I really want you to try the recipe. You have to give it a try. It is so good. It turned out beautifully, and it pairs well with your kenkey or even with some white rice. You need to try it. Just look. 4 whole days after being prepared, and look at how the texture of the kenkey is. Chese Esangasa. Mama has proven that she learned well from her mom, and we are all proud of her. Thanks so much for watching. Kindly give us a thumbs up and share. And until I come your way next time with something delicious, be loving, be kind, be happy. So because a craving satisfied, I would say, also want to say, any enemy be chair say, a dami mammy ye Fante docono, they friend no intel docono, or chair sending papa ye Fantini ampa, not docono who cha a year kama, and ye me ye fish gravy pa, fish papa bina ye db, ye dream a codine to say docono me conin chinam, and I'm said o queen dear, they may cry beam no send me the enemy case or send me ye mashke, ice kenkey. If it's a chrome highway, most of the time when we make mashke, I just say it in kind of corner, nay, Tinamania Fante docono papa saying, to me, no a kind and name tam see ye. Now, I better not be a mashke, I better not miss me because we send me a video, and content creators are sitting my ding. Now, the queen, the why did bear 5 days finally, and then name see me a mashke. Nti enya me twe me blender and me de ice water go me twitwa do kono emi enu nyina e de kan ho me de powdered milk aye friend ni do any evaporated milk and the situation ice kakra kan ho na enya me de si blender yi so itwa ne ho na blender we wo de amade a ho se beba woni age ho e yam ne fiko na it say smoothie no and then Mrs. Sadia we be serve or glass mu sa da ni ye penintem pa o ye ko big graduation and so me say do kunu ye na de be ma de for front so because if you have for nya sa mema cruise abro me ade na do kunu si wona ma ye ni iti me de go glass mu sa na me de nkate kakra kan we say nkate nka ho a ya me hu so ye and then me say amanfo mo ma ye ni e we de cheers